Friday night basketball on. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Kevin Durant.
We're just not seeing the same tenacity from him on the defensive end lately. He hasn't been blocking as many shots over the last few months, and I think it's made him a little less intimidating under the hoop.
Here are the 5 for the Suns. Booker and Beal are the talented backcourt. Nick Richards out there with Kevin Durant. And it's Dunn in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Timberwolves, Ed is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point. Here's Edwards. And the layup falls. All right, Coach, if you have a really young team, how do you approach the season early in the schedule?
Well, Brian, the big challenge is when you have a young team is really trying to figure out who fits into what roles, what's the best way for your team to play. That takes a little longer than it does with other teams, and at times you have to modify your schemes, your rotations, and really work to figure out what you need to do.
Book it, and it's Randle with the assist. Edwards got 5 now.
Well, look, Edwards plays with a lot of confidence, which makes him deadly off the catch.
Outside Booker. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Edwards finds Randle. Going inside, and it's Randle with the jam.
This is the energy Randle provides. When he's charging inside, he wants to hammer it down.
And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. I asked Coach what the game plan is for Kevin Durant. They remarked, hope KD misses a few shots. A 7-footer with his skills should be illegal. Durant is a legend, but our guys are hyped to face off with him. Let's see if their energy can slow Durant down a little bit, guys.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Randle, the pass to Edwards. Randle, a screen on Beal. Back to Randle. Got a piece of it. The kick out to Conley. 6 to shoot. Pass to Randle. Shoots over Beal. And it's Randle that time. On the assist by McDaniels.
And yeah, Randle is absolutely a threat from in between. Something the D has to recognize and adjust accordingly.
Booker against Edwards. Takes a 3. Booker no good. The Timberwolves lead by 4. It's Edwards on the wing, defended by Dunn. And here's Gobert from the arc. It's hauled in by Beal. And so it's Beal who brings up the ball for Phoenix. Last time they came together was in Minneapolis, where they fell to the Timberwolves.
They got crushed the last time they faced this team, and they only have themselves to blame.
Yeah, they were coughing it up all over the place. For whatever reason, they could not find a handle.
Here's Edwards. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Booker no good.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Gobert drives in, and Gobert with the stuff.
Well, you better stop Gobert before he gets to the rim. That's a runaway train.
It's blocked by Gobert. Out of bounds, it'll be Timberwolves ball. 1:04 left to play in the first quarter. Stan, just how much of a catalyst has Mike Conley been since the Timberwolves got him?
Well, just listen to his teammates, Brian. They talk about leadership, the adult in the room, and he remains a very capable two-way player. Well, the leadership and steadiness Mike Conley brings to his team can't be overstated. A true locker room leader and a vet who sets a great tone out on the floor.
Beal from outside. And Conley grabs the miss.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Here's Gobert. Pass to McDaniels. To the left side wing. Randall outside. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Done with it. And it's Gobert picking him up. Wide open look. And the Suns miss again.
Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Pass to Conley. Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota, hunting for opportunities. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, you know, the analytics guys would tell you a team shouldn't be taking this many mid-range shots, but clearly they're shooting them with confidence.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
Conley and Ann are the 1 and the 2. Jaden McDaniels out there with Julius Randle. And it's Gobert in at the 5, down low. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, Kevin Durant steadily climbing up the top 10 of the all-time scoring list. He said, I've been in the league for half of my life now. It's a blessing to be playing on this platform and doing what I love to do. I just want to continue to keep putting in good work and keep adding to what I already did.
One of the greats, Allie. Thank you. And Devin Booker is already one of the greatest players in Suns history, Greg.
Well, you could argue that Steve Nash still ranks ahead of him. He did win 2 MVPs with the Suns. But when it's all said and done, I think Booker will be regarded as the best.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got 2 young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wemby and Chet Holmgren.
Phoenix shooting their first foul shot of the night. Free throw is good from Durant. When you look at the career of Kevin Durant, he's had an amazing list of teammates, Grant.
Yeah, that's true, B.A. And it started with Westbrook and Harden. Then he had Steph, Clay, and Dre, Kyrie, and then Booker and Beal. That is quite the list.
And stolen by Durant. Here's Richards. Booker looking around. The 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
McDaniels passes to Conley. And here's Edwards outside. Minnesota again missing.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
For 3, Booker. McDaniels with the rebound.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
When Gobert is close like that, you know he's going to try and ram it through.
Suns trail by 12. Right side Durant. Off target at the rim.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Edwards finds Conley. Now McDaniels. In his last outing, 8 points for him. And Booker pulls it down. On the wing, Durant. Lets the 3 fly. That one's good. Give the assist to Booker. Durant's got 6 here in the quarter.
On the catch and shoot, Durant is so effective. You have to run him off his shot.
Here's Edwards. Oh, Edwards bringing the heat.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Edwards against Booker. Left side Durant. And no good. Ooh, great D that time from Gobert. The Timberwolves lead by 11. From deep, Conley. And can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2. And Booker's got the ball here for the Phoenix Suns. Here's Dunn. Pass to Richards. Outside for Booker. Now here's Durant. Checked by Randall. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. And here's a look at the top shooters last season. No wasted chances among this group. Second is Rudy Gobert.
So consistent from the floor. He shot it at a great clip last season.
Conley against Booker. Let's go with a 3. And Conley with the 3. Conley's got 8.
Well, look, Conley's known as a great passer, but he's also a fantastic three-point shooter.
Edwards against Booker. 40 seconds left to play in the second quarter.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
McDaniels passes to Gobert. Back to Daniels. Edwards for 3. Richards pulls it in.
And we haven't seen them pound the ball inside and draw as much contact this quarter.
And Booker puts up a deep 3. And it's Kevin Durant with the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far.
First team foul.
Back to Conley. Here's McDaniels. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And so it's Minnesota with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. Defense is setting the tone. And more NBA action on 2.
I think for the Timberwolves, you really get to see what they're made of. After your hard work in the offseason, yeah, you have big.
Shifting gears to talk about the game on hand. Mike Conley showing that he can be a huge difference maker.
Oh, Mr. Reliable.
And that's it for half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, he's showing off how skilled he is at attacking the defense and converting at the line.
Well, he's also a pretty good actor. He sells fouls really well.
Kicking off the second half, here's Mike Budenholzer's 5. Tyus Jones is out there with Grayson Allen. Then there's Cody Martin, then it's Bol Bol, and it's Plumlee in at center.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Jones from outside. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Pass to Reed. Uses the glass on the layup. Reed's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Superb focus from Reed. He excels at using his strength to push through contact inside.
Here's Bol. And finished off by Bol.
And he just punches home the one-hand finish.
Hey, 2 points the easy way. Spins. Ingles passes to Reed. Bol grabs the board. Suns trail by 16. And coach, how about Naz Reid, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner?
Yeah, Brian, sort of unique. We often associate that award with shooting guards, but although he's a big, Reed is more than capable of putting up big numbers, including from long distance.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, guys, the Suns are going for it. All-star guard Devin Booker said everybody here is on the same page. We're in win-now mode. We want excellence. We know it's not going to be easy, but when you give up that much, we're trying to win this year and years to come. Brian, this front office has been aggressive.
They are all in, Allie. Thank you.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
Alexander Walker with the bucket.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Jones misses. Minnesota leading by 17. DiVincenzo with it. The three ball. Cole grabs the board. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not careful there. A quick break, and we look at our 2K leaderboard for three-point shooting last season. In the third spot, Minnesota. Fifth best, the Suns.
A stat every team wants to excel in, three-point shooting. Both of these teams were fantastic from deep last season.
Outside, Alexander Walker. The offensive rebound.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
And that one's good. Plumlee's got his second basket on the night.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Alexander Walker with it. He's against Allen. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
5 to shoot. Three-pointer, no good. Minnesota leading by 17. Here's Alexander Walker. Drops in the layup for 2. Alexander Walker's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, good recognition there from Reed to realize that his best decision was to move the ball.
Jones from outside. Reed with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 5 for 9 from the floor in the third quarter. Outside, Alexander Walker. No good with the triple. Suns trail by 19. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Jones lays it up and banks it in. Jones has got his first 2 points of the night.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Here's DiVincenzo. The rebound by Allen.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
There's a screen by Bull. Inside. Stolen by Miller. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Pass to DiVincenzo. Outside, Ingles. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Allen outside. No good on the triple. It'll count. That shot off the mark. And so it's Minnesota leading by 17 at the end of the period. A big difference. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Miller, Dante DiVincenzo out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Joe Ingles, and it's Reed in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint. But if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves.
Just a veteran play by Conley there, giving the D no time to react off the catch.
Launches a three. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Randall's got his 4th rebound in this one.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Back to Edwards. And his 5th basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
Here's Jones. And Conley grabs the miss. Conley's got his 4th rebound in this one. Grant, it seems like teams today are much more data-driven than in years past.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. It's much more sophisticated. And, of course, coaches and executives are still watching the games and forming their gut opinions. But now those impressions can be cross-checked with the numbers.
Out to Beal. Jones against Conley. Richards with a screen. Jones. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Jones has gotten 4 this quarter.
Well, look, if he misses that shot, coach might think of benching him. He's pretty fortunate he got that one to go. Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
And it's off from 3-point range.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Shot is good by Edwards.
Adds to their lead. They've been able to rely on him all night.
Dunn outside. That three's off the mark. Now the Timberwolves with it. They've outscored them 10-2 during this run. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, just look at that power. Edwards is unbelievable.
Up top, Beal. McDaniels covering. Beal, no good. Minnesota's gone 2 of 2 from outside so far in the 4th. Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
And the Suns making a change here. Booker's checked in.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
1:56 left in the 4th quarter. He can't hit that time. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt. He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Pass to Conley, and stolen by Booker. In transition. Puts up a deep 3. Offensive rebound. It's good.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
For 3, Conley. Phoenix grabs the miss.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one. It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Timberwolves.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And what a huge performance it was for Mike Conley.
Well, we saw some exceptional passes from him tonight. His vision did a lot to elevate their offense.
And the Suns with possession. A big stretch here going, 10-2. Offline with a 3. And here's Minnesota now. 19-point game. From deep, Conley. Richards pulls it in. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Beal to pass to Durant. And Durant with the big finish.
Slick feed by Beal, taking advantage of the hole in the defense to set up a wide open man.
Beal against Edwards. Pass to Gobert. The layup off target. The Suns on offense. On the wing, Durant. He's guarded by Conley. And here's Edwards outside. Parries it from three. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. All right, Allie, thank you. And that about wraps it up. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaFleur.
season and teams focus on situational awareness. Doris, what have you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for.
Now the starting group for Orlando. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards, and it's Bitadze in at the center position. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks very much. I spoke briefly with Chris Finch. Now, we spoke briefly about how critical it is to slow down Paolo Banchero. Coach said he can be a force on offense when he gets a couple to fall. The energy and effort from our guys has to be high if we want to contain him. Let's see if that team can contain Banchero out there, guys. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Suggs, and it goes down 2 points. Suggs has got his second bucket of the night.
Displaying some solid body strength and balance, Jalen Suggs to the cup.
Here's Edwards. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Showing the quickness right there. Just tough to keep up with it.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Out left to the wing, and Gobert kicks to McDaniel. Back to Gobert. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA, and I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. The shot's good. Edwards got 6 points.
Well, we know this about Anthony Edwards. This guy, one of the stronger guards in this game. That's a tough finish.
Conley against Suggs. For the 3. Gobert pulls it in. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 from the... Oh!
How about Anthony Edwards? The bounce. Go ahead in.
Banchero with the ball. Now defended by Gobert.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Randall with a screen for Conley. And he gets it to go.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And finished off by Banchero.
When Banchero gets in tight, that's how he likes to finish. No layups for this big guy. He's all about the finish.
Now here's Edwards. 8 points for him.
Oh, big finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Banchero. Can't answer back with the dunk of his own. Timberwolves leading by 3. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you gotta look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Wagner, a shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
But you go back to the fundamentals. Franz Wagner calls for the screen and gets himself some space.
Edwards against Caldwell Pope. Anthony is a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And they repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Orlando moving the ball around. And it's Suggs missing.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Edwards passes to Gobert. Back to Edwards. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
The Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one after the win against the Brooklyn Nets. Pass to McDaniels. Gobert with a wide open look. Oh, good with the triple. Here's Banchero. Sends it home! What a shot!
You want drama?
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And so in the game for the Magic, sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Then there's Suggs. Then there's Banchero. And it's Bitadze in at the 5 down low. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the Magic retired the first jersey number in their franchise's history, that of our esteemed colleague and Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando's #1 pick back in 1992, Shaq went on to lead them to their first NBA Finals appearance in 1995. The honor is well-deserved, Kevin.
Yep, he's our teammate, isn't he, David? We love him as a guy, and we love him as a player. Outside, Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
I think his teammates understand that Anthony Edwards has every aspect of his offensive game working, so let's make sure he's got the basketball.
Banchero against Edwards. Wagner outside. And finished off by Wagner.
I tell you, don't be surprised when Franz Wagner gets up above the rim and finishes. This guy loves to attack the basket.
GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
Edwards against Banchero. Here's Caldwell Pope, and the layup falls. Caldwell Pope's got his first basket.
And part of an overall effort for Kentavious going for higher percentage shots. That time working inside.
Randall, a screen on Suggs. Here's Edwards. Inside, Edwards finishes strong.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Randall outside. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. That one also a miss for him, just like the other 3 attempts this game. Suggs kicks to Wagner. Banchero passes to Suggs. Banchero a screen for Suggs. Back to Banchero. Nailed from three-point land. Now it's a 7-point Magic lead.
And this is something Banchero continues to hone, wanting to become a dangerous threat from deep.
Back to Randall. Out to Conley. Back to Randall. Pocket 6. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
And Banchero, here we go.
And once Banchero gets going, boy, it's hard to stop him. Given his size and speed, he's going to be a handful.
McDaniels against Banchero. And they get it. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket for McDaniels.
Oh, check out the handles. They're nasty. Spin move. Had his man grab it for air.
Guys, when you're talking about young players, the first thing I want to know is, do they have passion and enthusiasm for the game? Franz Wagner, he's got every bit of that.
Both free throws good from Wagner. And Greg, the way Orlando ended last season has really fueled their fire for this year.
Yeah, I mean, a tough loss to Cleveland in Game 7 of the opening round. But it's hard to win in this league without first incurring some battle scars.
No one near Conley as he lets it go. Sinks the triple. Conley's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
Here's Bitadze. Hasn't made one yet. Banchero right side. Over Edwards. The Magic again can't hit. Gobert finds Randall. Goes up on the high post. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
So, guys, what are your keys for the second half of a close one like this?
Rebound, passing, shooting. I think those.
And looking back at the first half of this game, it's likely we'll see some adjustments for the Timberwolves.
They're good.
And that is a
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
They've got Dante DiVincenzo. Joe Ingles is out there with Miller. Then it's Naz Reid. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 2. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. Isaac goes in. And they pick up 2.
This guy has great agility at his position. Jonathan Isaac's so fluid when he's driving to the cup.
DiVincenzo against Anthony. Here's Alexander Walker. Orlando grabs the miss.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Pass to De Silva. Wagner against Miller. And it's Wagner missing.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Orlando leading by 8. And when you look at Alexander Walker, Doris, so consistent from year to year.
This is a young man who knows his role, who finds ways to help the team within the context of what the Stars are doing. And those are exactly the kind of role players you need in order to have a quality basketball team. Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half, you need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Lets it go with a 3. Pass to De Silva. Outside Anthony. Another shot. Reed with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 10. It's deflected.
Wow, another empty possession out of the gates. 0-for-4 in this half. Brutal.
Wagner wide open. Nails the wide open jump shot.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement. Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for Minnesota.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Boom, he jams it straight down.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
The Timberwolves again can't hit. And the Magic with possession. They've got an 8-0 run. Driving inside. Queen can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 14. Here's DiVincenzo. Count the basket. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
You can see why people are so excited about Jonathan Isaac showing off that scoring ability on the interior.
Alexander Walker up top. Still yet to score from deep Ingles. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Isaac's got 4 rebounds in this game. The 3. De Silva with the bucket.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
DiVincenzo passes to Alexander Walker. It's hauled in by the Magic.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Because of his size and speed, Jonathan Isaac can be a terror in the open floor. Go ahead and finish that, Jonathan.
Ingles finds DiVincenzo. Looking to end the run. The Timberwolves again can't hit. 29 seconds left in the third. It's Anthony with the drive. A good look from Wagner. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Wagner's got 6. Timberwolves trail by 21. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Good on the three-point shot.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's De Silva, and the shot goes in. De Silva's got 5 points in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And so it's... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. 4th quarter on the floor for the Magic. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Bitadze in at the 5 spot.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Gobert with the block, and they're able to recover. Here's Suggs. Trains the three-pointer.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Up top, Edwards. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this lead.
And finished off by Banchero.
And this is what everyone wants to see. Banchero is attacking without hesitation on the offensive end.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. McDaniels dishes to Randall. Over in the corner, Edwards. And Edwards with the stop.
Goodness, Anthony Edwards. Always on the attack. This guy is just so dynamic.
Banchero outside. Wide open. Anthony Edwards with the rebound. Beyond the arc. Here's Bitadze. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels is a guy who will embrace physicality. Does a nice job drawing contact.
We've heard some players' doors propose that refs should be fined for missed calls, especially with the game on the line. What do you think?
Kevin, I couldn't disagree more. First and foremost, the level of accountability for NBA officials is unprecedented. And keep in mind, there is discipline for high-profile mistakes and mistakes of all kinds. Every single game, every single call is evaluated, and you see their progression in terms of, yes, they'll officiate in the playoffs, or no, they won't. We are right where we need to be.
Wagner wide open. Offline with his 3. Timberwolves trail by 19. Conley kicks to Randall. Pass to McDaniels. Edwards with it. And stolen by Wagner. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Banchero. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Gobert with it. Conley scanning the floor. 3-pointer, Randall. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, Julius Randle has put in time to grow his ability to make 3-point shots. Nice delivery.
Suggs finds Wagner. Here's the screen. Pass to Bitadze, and the powerful one-handed slam.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And that one is good.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Banchero passes to Suggs. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Buried from 15 feet out.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Magic.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And it looks like they're going to spare themselves the embarrassment of being swept in the season series by winning this last one.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what it's... Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Conley is like a second coach on the floor. His guys are open. I promise you he'll get them the ball.
On its way from Caldwell Pope for 2. And some very quick points for him on that possession. And the Magic lead by 20. Here's Randall. Here's Edwards driving in, and Edwards with the stuff.
We know Julius Randle can score, but that scoring ability will be set up by that kind of play. What a pretty pass from the big man.
That one goes. Count it.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Suggs looking around. And he makes good on the layup.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
And Gobert kicks to Conley. To the left wing. McDaniels finds Conley. And it's denied.
What a big-time block from Franz Wagner. Wow, how about the grit on the defensive end?
Here's Bitadze. It's in. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
things to love about opening day. What's tops on your list, RJ?
A lot of things, really. But, man, the energy in the building. This house is rocking. These fans are so pumped up and optimistic about their team right now.
So a look at our starters for Orlando. On the wings, it's Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Goga Batadze is out there with Banchero. And it's Suggs in at the 1 spot. And stolen by Suggs. 3-on-3. Here's Caldwell Pope. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Already an excellent passer at his position. Banchero just loves showing off his court vision.
A chance here to catch up with Ali from the sideline.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Phoenix. I asked him how he plans to slow down Paolo Banchero, and coach told me, look, he's an all-star, so you've got to guard him with your whole team. He's big, he's strong, he can punish you down low, but he's also quick and has the ability to beat you on the perimeter. We'll have to be disciplined tonight, B.A.
Good job there, Ali. Thanks. Great D that time from Banchero.
Just enough resistance to force them as barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
And stolen by Banchero. Oh, and a fast break for the Magic. The 3 from Suggs. Kevin Durant pulls it in. Beal against Caldwell Pope. Beal outside. Pass to Durant. No good with a layup. The Magic have gone 1 for 3 so far. To the inside. Here's Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
And this is why you must push Banchero out of the paint, or else he'll slam it all over you.
Booker attacking. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
There's the drive.
Man, Suggs can really move. And once he sees he has a clear path, he launches up for the dunk.
The Suns have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Suggs against Booker. Left side Durant. The 3-ball. It's rebounded by Banchero.
His consistency just hasn't been there this quarter in terms of his shooting.
Banchero with a screen on Booker. The kick out to Banchero. Back to Suggs. This one for 3. Sinks the tray. Suggs has got 5 now.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Booker surveying the floor. On the wing, Durant. Deflected.
It's been an ugly quarter for him. Trying to shoot his way out of it. Might be time to work on the playmaking skills.
Suns trail by 6. Booker for 3. And once again, off the mark by Phoenix.
Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
Banchero with a screen on Booker. Here's Caldwell Pope. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Boy, Booker has so many ways to beat you on that offensive end.
Well, Grant, if you talk about consistent top-level scores, Devin Booker is near the top of that list.
Yeah, and going back to the 17-18 season, Devin has averaged at least 25 points every year. Book can create his own shot and finish. It's hard finding guys who can do both.
For 3, Booker blocked. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Durant for three.
They're amped up on D, contesting everything.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Suggs. .54 seconds left in the first quarter. Durant with it. Durant covering. And we're going to have a jump ball.
Jump ball call.
Caldwell Pope for three. Pure from three-point range. Caldwell Pope's got his third bucket of the night.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Here's Durant. Fires the three. And Booker the bucket on the assist by Durant. Booker's got 7.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
And that one drops.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. For three, Booker. Got a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Magic. The finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Wagner for three. And they'll get another chance. And so it's Orlando going into the break up 12. And they've done well in... Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Orlando.
So far, they've shown a terrific work ethic in transition, pushing the pace whenever possible and getting out ahead of the defense to score.
And something else I've noticed is how they've been able to cause turnovers and take advantage of them on the offensive end, not wasting those extra chances at all.
Booker and Beal in the talented backcourt. Kevin Durant is out there. Nick Richards. And it's done in at the three, the small forward. That's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Yeah, a very energetic player. Franz Wagner always seems to be searching for his next chance to impact the game.
Well, the last few years, Richard, the Suns have had some all-time greats, but this is Devin Booker's team.
No doubt, drafted in 2015. Book's been here his entire career. His first few seasons, the team was, let's just say they were rebuilding, but Devin stayed loyal and enjoyed some stellar seasons since then.
Yeah, once Suggs gets hot, he's not easy to stop, especially when he's getting whatever shot he wants.
Here's Booker. It's rebounded by Wagner. Orlando leading by 13. In transition, the Magic on the run. Caldwell Pope's shot is off. The Suns have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Beal with it. Wagner picks him up. Pass to Booker. Takes the three. Ooh, Booker from range. Pure.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Here's Banchero. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation.
Yeah, this is something we might see Banchero work on, improving his ability to knock away shots.
Caldwell Pope, the pass to Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. A strong finish from KD inside.
Showing the grit. KD is no stranger to physical defense.
And Banchero with the bucket. And the assist from Suggs. Banchero's got 9.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
14 feet away. Here's Richards. Outside Booker. No good from outside.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Bradley Beal is settling in as one of multiple stars in Phoenix. He said, it's been an adjustment for sure. You go from being very ball dominant to now you share the dominance, and it's a sacrifice and also an adjustment of learning a totally different role. Brian, he says it's a process, but one he embraces.
Good point. Thanks, Allie.
So polished from the interior. Durant is terrific at utilizing his physical advantages down on the block.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul. There's 1:59 left in the second quarter. And Carroll with a screen on Beal. Caldwell Pope, the pass to Banchero.
It's tough to get a good look over Durant. He covers a lot of ground defensively with that 7'5" wingspan.
Three-pointer to the middle. Here's Richards. It's hauled in by the Magic.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
Banchero finds Wagner. Orlando again missing. Suns trail by 13. Here's Dunn. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Up top, Suggs. Booker defending. And Caldwell Pope gets it to go.
And he did that so well in college. Suggs sharing it well in the league, too.
Inside, Beal. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And a new group getting ready for the Suns. Plumlee's checked in for Richards. Bull comes in for Durant. Martin, he's checked in for Dunn. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Booker. To the paint. And stolen by Bull. Here's Martin. Left side Bull. Jones from outside. It's rebounded by Banchero. Banchero's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Caldwell Pope, the pass to Banchero. Rejected by Bull. And so it looks like it'll be Orlando's ball still. Here's Suggs. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Suggs has got 5 points now in the quarter.
A solid jump shooter. Now the defense has to get up on Suggs or that's going to happen.
Jones from outside. Orlando with the rebound.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Caldwell Pope for 3. That shot off. And that concludes the first half. Orlando ahead. They lead by 13. Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
And you look at the numbers. They're playing so well offensively. Nice flow. Only a few wasted possessions, guys.
Okay, so now, thanks as always.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Jalen Suggs with a strong contribution so far in this one.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
Here's who Jamal Mosley is starting the second half with. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Wagner. Then it's Cole Anthony, and it's Queen in at the 2-guard spot. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players, Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Jack's up a 3. Jones misses. Magic leading by 13. Wagner with it. Martin picks him up. And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation. Went over and back. A look now at the leaderboard to see which teams had the toughest defenses this past season. 4th, Orlando.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
Jones, the pass to Beal. Let's go with a three. It's hauled in by the Magic.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Kevin Durant.
We're just not seeing the same tenacity from him on the defensive end lately. He hasn't been blocking as many shots over the last few months, and I think it's made him a little less intimidating under the hoop.
Ever since Phoenix changed ownership, they've been all in on winning now, Richard.
They've traded a lot of picks away and young talent to assemble a team of superstars, some of the best shooters in the history of this league, and they were willing to go deep into the luxury tax to sustain it.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bowl, no good.
Bad offense to begin the second half. 4 misses right off the bat.
Launches it. They get it back. And the dunk by Isaac.
And really nice timing by Isaac on the glass, winning himself a great second chance look.
Pass to Bowl. Back to Martin. Down low. And that one's good. Bowl.
Finally, a make. It only took 5 attempts in the half.
Here's Queen, hounded by Beal. Anthony outside. Pass to Wagner. Jump shot is good that time. And the Magic lead by 17. And so it's Jones who brings up the ball for Phoenix. Here's Martin. Now here's Jones. No points yet. From deep. It's hauled in by Isaac. Isaac's got 4 rebounds in the game.
And right now they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Anthony finds Isaac. The three-pointer off the mark.
Hey, sometimes you miss even under the best of circumstances.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, Brian, a lot of teams are staying clear of that dreaded second apron of the luxury tax, but the Suns, they blew right past it, adding Bradley Beal to create a star trio. Kevin Durant said, quote, "That's what you're supposed to do. It's about swinging for the fences every year." They're looking to go the distance.
Every year, you're right. Talent is there, Allie.
This is why you always have to chase guys off the arc, because everyone has a three-point shot now.
Beal's shot is good.
His bounce isn't quite what it used to be, but Beal still has plenty of burst to finish inside.
Pass to Queen. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. With the drive, rips it home off a terrific move.
I guess you don't need 2 hands when 1 will suffice.
Hey, as long as you don't lose control. Outside Bull. Outside Jones. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It goes on Cole Anthony. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Magic.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
Kicks it out to Wagner. Pass to Queen. Drives to the hoop. Yep, that one's good. Queen's got 7 now in this quarter.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
To the left side wing. Martin a screen. Here's Bull. Connects from downtown. Bull's got 5 points.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
It's Anthony on the take. Wagner for 3. Bull grabs the board. And here's Martin. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. From behind the arc. Another shot. And that's not gonna go. And so it's Orlando leading by 17 at the end of the period. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big man in the league today than we've ever seen.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Booker and Beal in the talented backcourt. Nick Richards out there with Kevin Durant, and it's done in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Here's Booker. It's hauled in by the Magic. Wagner's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Queen. Richards pulls it in. Suns trail by 17. Dunn outside. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
A line change here for Orlando.
Let's just say they weren't on the same page there. Not sure he was expecting that pass.
That's tipped. Suggs the pass to Banchero. Doubled by Durant. Suggs against Booker. The kick out to Banchero. Launches it from deep. Sinks it. What range from downtown. And the Magic lead by 20.
His ability to shoot off the catch is a big plus. Banchero has quick reactions, a really versatile scorer.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter play. Sends it home from three-point land.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Inside, the Tadze. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
To the inside. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Taking on more playmaking responsibilities, Booker has matured over the years, becoming a better teammate.
Banchero no good. Suns trail by 17. Outside Booker. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. Richard, over the past few decades, we've seen bench reactions get bigger in the NBA. How much fun is that?
It's so much fun, but I think it also coincides with the league getting younger and younger and younger. So you have these young kids in there that are just there to have some fun and compete.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
And the foul called on Jalen Suggs. That's foul number 2 for him.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Bol, he's checked in for the Suns. For 3, Durant. And they recover it. Offensive rebound. Bol, no good. Magic leading by 17. Wagner, the pass to Caldwell-Pope. Misses the 3. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's Dunn. Out to Beal. Durant for 3. And the three-pointer is good for Durant.
The confidence that Durant has in his three-point shot is something special. He doesn't doubt his selections at all.
Kicks it out to Wagner. There's the 3. Drops in the 3.
Woo! That man is laser focused. Now, that's bad defense for a team that has a long way to go to catch up.
Effort like this makes you wonder if they've already packed it in for the game, ready to go on to the next. Gotta at least show a little heart out here.
Pass to Durant. Fires the 3. Rebound by the Magic. Caldwell-Pope's got 5 rebounds tonight. Beal against Banchero. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
First team foul.
And you look around the league, we're witnessing a changing of the guard, Richard. A lot of young teams on the rise.
I think so. LeBron, Curry can only rule the roost for so long. Eventually, that torch has to be passed.
Here's Durant. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
And you look at how Durant is playing at his age. He's still as elite as it gets, RJ.
You don't lose skill. KD could play into his 40s if he wanted to. That shot isn't going away, and he's always going to be tall. He will be one of the best scorers every time he laces them up.
Well, Richard, I know you had the pleasure of guarding Kevin Durant. Not an easy assignment. What was that like?
You're right, B.A. I had the pleasure of guarding him in the NBA Finals, and let's say it was not the easiest of tasks. He's become such a complete player, there's no way to stop him. He takes what you give him, and he kills you with it.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Magic.
They had more assists and shot the ball more efficiently. Those things tend to go hand in hand.
And that's so true. Without a doubt, their ball movement was essential to winning this game.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they didn't deviate from their game plan against this team. It's what helped them win their first 2 games against them. Add another one to the win tally for them.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Paolo Banchero.
He was just everywhere for them on both ends, really, just showing a lot of aggressiveness and intensity.
27 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Banchero with it, guarded now by Bull. And that time also a missed shot. Pass to Booker. And stolen by Banchero. Here's Wagner. Rebounded by Dunn. So no problem for Orlando as they get the win. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard.
Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Kevin Durant.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Julius Randle is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's McDaniels in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Suns, deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Dunn is out there with Durant, and it's Bull in at the 5 down low. There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
And Edwards with the stuff.
Boy, the athleticism of Edwards is something to behold. Love watching him sky up to throw it down.
We play just over a minute here in the first. Three-pointer. Here's KD. Second chance shot. And it's Bull that time on the assist by Durant.
I like seeing Bull be aggressive inside and not allowing physical defense to bother his shot.
And that one, good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Conley. Timberwolves passing it around. And here's Edwards from the arc. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Edwards loves those long-range bombs. He's a confident shooter.
KD, a screen on Conley. To the inside, Durant. Julius Randle with the rebound.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
Here they are, game 1 of the season. Wow, it's fun to be here. And Clark, this is the culmination of all the hard work put in over the summer.
Yeah, you talk to the players on both sides, and there's optimism about this upcoming year. We'll see if that optimism is justified over time.
Here's Alexander Walker. This game we saw him score 13. Bull against Edwards. Bull up top. KD, a screen on Edwards. From deep. They grab their own miss. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Julius Randle picks one up.
KD is so good at drawing contact, really smart at finding ways to draw fouls and get to the line.
And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and, Greg, efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list.
They get it again. Randle kicks to McDaniels. Edwards passes to McDaniels. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Suns trail by 5. Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Mike Budenholzer.
Their team's main focus tonight, well, it starts with all-star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Thanks, David. .158 left to play here in the first. Right side, Beal. Rebound by Alexander Walker.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay.
And the basket by Edwards. And it's 9 points for Anthony Edwards.
Strong start here early. 4 of his first 5 made.
Booker looking around. KD sets the pick for Booker. That 3 off the mark. Timberwolves leading by 7. Here's Conley. Up top, Edwards. Three-pointer. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so Booker will bring it up for the Phoenix Suns to end the run. Stolen by Michael Conley. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Now here's Beal, still without a basket. Booker with no one around. Phoenix no good that time either.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And it's Conley that time on the assist from Edwards.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Yeah, you said the key word there, balanced. I mean, their big lead owes as much to their defense as their offense.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now. He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That quarter had to... And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Timberwolves.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Randall, and it's Conley in at the 1. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now, and he knocks down the first one. Anthony Edwards is a classic two-guard, Clark, a spectacular player. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is. What a move by both, taking the foul but staying focused to finish the play.
Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
One of the league's more reliable three-point shooters. Conley didn't always have that in his game, but he's lethal now.
Booker taking the hit.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
Outside, Edwards. It's in there. Conley with the assist. 16 points for Anthony Edwards.
Edwards is rolling right now. If I'm his teammates, he's getting a rock every time.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Suns trail by 15. Greg in the process to bring in all their stars. The Suns don't have a lot of ways to add players in the near future.
Yeah, they don't control their draft picks for the next few years.
Down it goes!
Take that rack down!
What a slam!
Watch out now. Look out below. Edwards rising to the round.
And the jam by Kevin Durant.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past. At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Here's Booker. We saw him with 39 points last game out. Dunn misses.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
KD against Randall. Alexander Walker. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Alexander Walker's got 6.
Unselfish, good vision. Nice dime by Julius.
Here's Booker. Good. Nice job down low.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
McDaniels against Bowl. And here's Conley outside. He can't get that one. Good D by Booker. Phoenix Suns come into this one following a loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Beal against Edwards. Three-pointer, Randall. And it's Bradley Beal with the rebound. And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for the Suns. It's an 18-point game. Dunn, wide open, he fires. Here's Bowl. Walker finds KD. Driving inside. And then Durant with the dunk.
Just a natural-born scorer. Kevin Durant is especially elusive and skilled at converting on the drive.
Phoenix has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Alexander Walker. And now we've got the intentional foul. And the Suns here with a different look. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Durant. Cody Martin comes in for Dunn. Allen's checked in for Beal. And Jones subbed in for Devin Booker. Here's Edwards. It's number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
You got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Here's Martin. A rebound by the Timberwolves. McDaniels got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Out to Conley. 2-second difference between shot clock and game play. Handle no good. Here's Martin, and finished off by Martin.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. It's stolen by Allen. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. And their ability to get... Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Hornets in Charlotte. Start time 7 o'clock Eastern.
2 elite squad.
And looking now at that first half where everything was going wrong for the Suns.
A lot of bricks out there, man.
And that's all for us.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
So with Durant sitting on the bench, this is Mike Budenholzer's lineup. Nick Richards out there with Cody Martin. Then there's Plumlee. Then it's Tyus Jones. And it's Allen in at the shooting guard. And Allen launches it from deep. Outside for Martin. Fires away from way outside. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Martin.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him He's just too good from deep.
And here's Edwards from the arc. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
And you see, don't you, Clark, the steady progression year over year for Anthony Edwards.
Well, he's already an all-star since his 3rd season. With Edwards, the chance is there. If he continues to show the same improvement he's shown thus far, then he's going to be MVP caliber, and I dare say, perhaps the face of the league for several years to come.
Mike Conley's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Here's the 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Reeves got himself on the board with 3 there.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the 3rd.
Martin wide open. He fires. That's in. Coming off an assist from Jones.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Good on the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
Getting the ball to somebody ready to stroke it. Selfless play by Edwards there.
Jones looking for an opening. He's played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Here's Edwards. Strong move inside by Edwards.
Boy, how about the strength of Edwards? Confident at taking on defenders and finishing.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That is his first foul of the game. Minnesota making some changes. Dillingham comes in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Jones, no luck. Timberwolves leading by 14. And here is DiVincenzo. Jacks up a 3. He can't get it to go. Suns have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Plumlee with a screen on DiVincenzo. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Jones has got 5 points in the quarter.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, Kevin. And another Kevin Durant, is the most decorated member of the Suns star trio. KD says, I believe in this team and we believe in one another. I like our chemistry. Not just the 3 of us, but our whole team. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. I'm not promising anything, but I like our chances against anybody. Kevin, they certainly have the talent.
David, indeed they do. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
DiVincenzo. And Jones pulls it down.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
Here's Richards. Ingles covering, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
Allen surveying the D. 1:02 left to play in the 3rd. 6 to shoot. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. And so it's Ingles with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And it goes out of bounds. The last touch, they say, by Martin.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play. He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Suns trail by 10. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jones drives in.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
A new lineup here for the Timberwolves. The shot's good from Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Jones against Conley. Jones kicks to Martin. Allen outside. The 3. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
An ideal way to end the quarter.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. We'll return shortly. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
4th quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Julius Randle is out there with Jaden McDaniel. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 5, roaming the paint. Pass to Richards. Plumlee with a screen on Conley. Stolen by McDaniels. Alexander Walker passes to Randle. Misses the baby hook.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Plumlee with it. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Conley against Jones. And there's the drive. Martin finds Richards. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound, Minnesota. Edwards got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Edwards on the ball.
Well, I tell you what, once Edwards accelerates, I mean, he looks like he's playing at a different speed than those around him.
It's Allen on the wing. Over Edwards. Another shot. Got that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Plumlee.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
He is delivering a lot of room service times tonight. One sweet one after another.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor.
And, you know, the impressive ascension of Randle has been a lot of fun to watch. I mean, he's a double-double threat who plays with relentless energy.
It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Durant for 3.
You know, the mixture of power and balance really makes Randle a threat defensively.
It's Edwards on the wing. Fast break, here come the Suns. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Edwards kicks to Randle. Pass to Conley. Just 5 to shoot.
Always judicious with the rock. Conley looks to make high-quality passes to ready shooters.
Here's Booker. Booker going to work inside.
If you allow him to get that close, you deserve to get scored on.
Minnesota leading by 7. Here's Alexander Walker. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game. The Suns running out of time. Here's Bol, and the dunk by Bol.
And once Bol gets going, catches fire, he stays with it, which is bad news for the opponent.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Lets it go with the 3. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
And it's Conley penetrating. And it's sent back by KD.
For all the scoring, KD's 7.5-foot reach can sometimes get overlooked. He said, let me remind you with that rejection.
Here's Bol. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Now Conley. Outside Edwards. From outside, off the mark. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for Phoenix. Trailing here by 8.
And we know Beal is more than comfortable taking over in these situations.
Conley kicks to Randall. There's the pick. And Bol sends it back. Booker, right side. Good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
How about the focus from Booker? I mean, refusing to let anything stop him from getting that basket.
Good.
At every level, Edwards has been the go-to guy for his team. It's in his DNA.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
And the dunk by Booker.
And in that situation, everybody knows the ball's going to be in Booker's hands, and he comes up big.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now. Another bucket. Wow.
And this is all you need to know about the year he's had. He's coming up on the single-season franchise scoring record.
And when he does get there, I bet it's a long time until someone matches it.
Good composure from the line there. Those shots sealed it.
And here's Booker from the arc. No good there. Now here's Randall from downtown. And so the Timberwolves take the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but...
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan.
opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. And Carroll with a screen on Conley. Wagner, the pass to Suggs. And Carroll outside. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
He can play big and tough. I mean, Banchero bangs his way in.
And Edwards with the basket on the assist by Conley.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Banchero. 33 points last game. And there's the drive. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Oh, so ferocious on the drive. I mean, have to be impressed watching Banchero just throw it down.
How about Paolo Banchero, Coach? What a special talent. The first overall pick back in 2022, and then the Rookie of the Year.
Well, Brian, he's not just a scorer. He's a 6'10" playmaker, and getting that out of someone who plays on the front line and can also play as a small ball 5, Banchero's versatility makes him very valuable.
And Minnesota with possession here. The Magic making their last shot. Edwards can't hit.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Oh, Banchero throws it down.
And this is why you must push Banchero out of the paint, or else he'll slam it all over you.
Edwards, the pass to Conley. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Off target from three-point range.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Suggs against Conley. And Suggs, here we go. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Well, look, this is how you want to start every game. 5 for 5. Come on.
McDaniels passes to Randle. Sinks that one from the post.
Letting Randle get inside with the ball was a bad mistake. His finishing ability got him to the bucket.
The kick out to Banchero. All alone. Minnesota with a rebound.
Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one too, assuming his countryman Victor Wembanyama doesn't start taking the reins.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
This Magic team is making moves in the East. Star forward Paolo Banchero said, "We're a lot more competitive. We know we're talented. We can play with anybody, and we've proven it. Just one game at a time." Brian?
Got to take that simple approach. A team on the rise, Allie. Thank you. Now here's Banchero. Give him 8. McDaniels with some nice D. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
And Carroll with a screen on McDaniels. Here's Batase. Soft touch off the glass.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Conley passes to Edwards. And here's McDaniels. Missed inside. Caldwell Pope for 3, and he buries his first look.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
Gobert passes to Randle, and it's Randle with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Banchero outside. Driving inside. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Well, his offense is carrying them right now. And even with the defense keying on him, he's making great adjustments on the fly.
He gets to the line a lot. Banchero knows that and works on those shots at practice.
Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Caldwell Pope finds Suggs. Counted from distance. Suggs has got 5 points.
Well, it's great to see Suggs become more and more confident as a jump shooter.
Pass to Conley. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Here's Batase. McDaniels covering. Batase with a screen. It's Banchero with the drive. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Huge size disadvantage for the defense. Might as well just get out of the way.
And so it's the Orlando Magic finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Orlando.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
On the court for the Timberwolves. And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Conley in at the 1. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Now here's Edwards. Against Brooklyn, he was really on his game. Sinks it from distance.
You just can't give Edwards a look from deep.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Gobert with a screen on Banchero. McDaniels passes to Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
Yeah, nice timing in the pick and roll. Gobert finishing the job.
Over to the wing. Pass to Suggs. Banchero with a screen on Conley. Banchero with it. Banchero from close range.
I mean, it's incredible. Banchero can be so dominant. A young player with such a promising future.
Randall outside. From outside the arc. Orlando with the rebound. Last time they came together was in Minneapolis, where they fell to the Timberwolves.
They were out-hustled on the boards the last time these teams met.
Timberwolves trail by 9. Conley finds Randall. That one's good, and it's Conley who picks up the assist. Conley's got 3 assists now in this one. Orlando has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Caldwell Pope for 3. Here's Batase. And good work on the boards as they picked up the second chance points.
And I love how they're working much harder on the glass this quarter and drumming up more second chance opportunities.
Outside Edwards. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards, taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
Wagner outside. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. And here's Gobert. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 7. It's off to Philadelphia after this game, where they'll face the 76ers. It'll be the 4th of 6 games for them away from home. And it's blocked by Edwards.
Well, I love whenever Edwards is this engaged defensively. Excellent job coming up with the block.
Off target from outside. Orlando leading by 7. Here's Caldwell Pope, and he dunks it down.
And breaking out the one-hand slam.
Man, an emphatic way to extend the lead a little more. Seems like every team in the league could use a player like Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Brian, look, the term 3 and D at times seems like a backhanded compliment, but not with KCP. He does both the 3 and the D at elite levels.
Always takes the toughest backcourt assignment and more than holds down his own. Here's Wagner, following the score by Minnesota. And Conley grabs the miss.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
McDaniels can't hit.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Wagner, the pass to Banchero. Banchero with a screen on Conley. Here's Suggs. It's tipped. Suggs against Conley. Pass to Randall. Outside Edwards. Here's Edwards.
Oh! Wow! Yeah, I really like when Edwards shows this kind of patience, allowing the play to develop over time. Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
Here's Gobert. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got 4 assists now tonight.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Pass to Batadze. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Rudy Gobert picks one up.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. And he sinks the second. There's 14 seconds left in the first half. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, man, he got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. It's the Magic up by 4, and we've got more action coming your way after this break.
Taking a look here now at the Magic, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason. Yeah, you have.
And let's turn to the game we've been watching. It was a fantastic first half for Paolo Banchero.
They keep feeding them.
And that is going to do it.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Jonathan Isaac is out there with Mo Wagner. Then there's Anthony, and it's De Silva in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Now here's Reed. It's stolen by Isaac. Out left to the wing. Here's De Silva. Isaac with a screen on Ingles. Pass to De Silva from the arc. Knocks down the long J. De Silva's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Back to Miller. Out to DiVincenzo. The 3. Buries it from 3.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. DiVincenzo, pass to Ingles. Goes up and lays it in, nice and easy. Ingles has got his first points in this one.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Isaac in the post, guarded by Miller. Here's De Silva. He shoots. Good as the jump shot falls. De Silva's got his second bucket of the night.
3 straight buckets to start the half. This is how they wanted to come out and execute.
High post Reed. Wagner's on him. Reed can't hit. Magic leading by 6. 3-on-3. Anthony with it. Now Alexander Walker defending.
Well, look, you can't let Wagner get this deep. You deserve to get dunked on when you give him this position.
Outside, Alexander Walker. From down in the low post, it goes. Stan, your coaching career started in the 1980s. How are players different today versus then?
Well, look, players have always shared one thing. They want to be the best that they can be, and they want to win games. But the players now are bigger, faster, stronger, and more skilled. The rules have changed, so the game's a little bit less physical, particularly at the NBA level, but the players are just better.
De Silva. Back to Wagner. Stolen by Reed. Oh, it's stolen. Anthony, the pass to Wagner. Here he goes, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Well, that's another thing about Wagner. He has some mobility.
Outside Reed, fires from deep. Oh, wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. That's on Mo Wagner. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the second free throw is good.
Well, if you want to know where commitment and hard work can get you, follow Naz Reid's career. Everyone who counted him out is eating their words right now.
And the big fella with the skill level, showing a soft touch at the line.
Here's De Silva. He's got 5. Isaac outside. Wagner outside. And it's off from 3-point range. Timberwolves trail by 3. Alexander Walker with it, and Anthony picks him up defensively, and the foul called on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
We got to see that one again. That block was all-out effort.
You know, you can't ask for any better defense than that. He responded so fast to the shooter, and it stifled him.
And the Timberwolves going with a whole new group out there. Here's Queen. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got 4 rebounds in the game. Edwards against Wagner. Edwards can't hit. Magic leading by 3. To the middle. Oh, got a piece of it. Randall with a steal. Pass to Gobert. And here's Conley. He's guarded by Anthony. And Conley gets it to go. The assist from Gobert. Conley's got his second bucket on the night. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Well, Anthony is a creative scorer and knows how to get the defense off balance.
And Anthony drops them both. Timberwolves trail by 3. And that one's good from Conley. Conley's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
And Carroll left side. Wagner outside. Nice shot from the wing. And the Magic lead by 3.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
And the game's still closely contested as we end the 3rd quarter. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Ooh, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your 2 guards share the wealth.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. On the court for the Timberwolves. Conley and Ann are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with Jaden McDaniels. And it's Gobert in at the 5. And so Gobert will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a 3-point game. For 3, Randle. And it's Orlando with a rebound. They've led by as much as 10. They host the Hawks after this one, and that'll put them halfway through a 3-game homestand. Here's Suggs, up and over Conley. Suggs with the bucket.
Look, Suggs knows how to assert himself inside. You give him a lane, and he will attack.
Edwards looking for an opening. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call.
Shooting for Minnesota.
In place. We've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jamal Mosley was saying to the team. Well, Coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shoot it from deep. It's working. They've been on fire from distance so far.
And Allie, thanks.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Here's Edwards. Edwards with some muscle.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your star.
And Carroll with a screen on Conley. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
It's winning time, and that's a winning play.
Conley passes to Gobert. Orlando with a rebound. Batadze's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Wagner against Edwards. Batadze, the pass to Suggs. And a big-time jam right there.
Well, look, you can't sleep on Suggs' athleticism because the second you do, he explodes to the rim.
Now here's Conley. Fires for 3. It's deflected. And the Magic pushing it up now. And stolen by Edwards. Here's Randle. It's rebounded by Wagner. Orlando leading by 7. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Here's the 3. Knocks it down from distance.
And they're putting together another quality possession. They're taking control of this game.
And if you're going to pull away, now is the time to do it. Time to finish the game strong.
Suggs, the pass to Caldwell Pope. It's Suggs with a drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now a 12-point Magic lead. And we all know about Stan the analyst and Stan the coach. But when you played in college, what was your game like, Stan?
Hey, Brian, I had the game that would get you beat as a coach. I will say my greatest strength was this. I was never once accused of overpassing.
The black hole. That is Stan Van Gundy. And Minnesota with possession here. Following the bucket by the Magic. Back to Daniels. And stolen by Banchero. Wagner for 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Edwards for 3. Book it. And it's Randle with the assist. Edwards has got 22.
Well, I'd say any play with Edwards on the finishing end has a good chance to succeed.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Left side McDaniels. That 3's off the mark. Orlando. They're on a 16-7 run.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Magic.
In today's game, you need to shoot it well from three. That was the difference maker.
Exactly. And the defense didn't rotate out quickly enough to disrupt their shooters.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with this victory, they managed to avoid the embarrassment of getting totally swept in this season series.
And what a huge performance it was for Jalen Suggs.
Well, what an unselfish display from him tonight. Sharing the ball, creating for others, just beautiful basketball.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
From about 19, and that bucket's good. So it's the Magic winning this one easily. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They did.
day it is. Greg, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially after putting in all that offseason work.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Dunn is out there with Durant, and it's Bull in at the center position. Now here's Beal. Booker outside. Shot clock at 6. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Booker's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for Phoenix. Kicks it out to Banchero. Hits the target from 18 feet.
Oh, good to see that Banchero has options if he can't penetrate. Your game has to be multifaceted in the league.
Booker with it. Defended now by Wagner. Shots good by Booker.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Right side, Beal fires the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Well, this guy shoots it with such tremendous efficiency. Bradley Beal provides the most important thing in the NBA, and that's floor spacing.
Now, here's Banchero. Outside for Caldwell Pope. And Wagner has it in the corner. Caldwell Pope passes to Banchero. No coverage that time. Banchero's got his second basket of the game.
And this is the type of go-to scorer this team wants Banchero to be. They love his confidence.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
You know, you talk about a foundational piece. To start his career, Devin Booker toiled through what Doris a half a decade of losing in Phoenix.
It was all of that, Kevin, but what I admired most is through all of that losing, he never stopped working. And the losing never stopped bothering him. He never got comfortable with it. Now, all of a sudden, other players see his talent. They want to join him, and it's a much more competitive basketball team.
And what a strong finish from Banchero. His guys love when he throws it down.
Booker looking around. The 3 from KD. And it's Wagner with the rebound. The Magic have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Durant.
A moment here to see some stats for Devin Booker. Coming off a terrific season, he put up about 27 points a game, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
And here's Booker following the 3 from Franz Wagner. Over Suggs. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
And you see the quickness of KCP bursting to the rim.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin, I did speak earlier with the Magic's head coach. This team's focus is trying to slow down Devin Booker. He said the thing with Devin is that he's not just an ISO scorer. They run a lot of actions for him, so we have to do our best to chase him around, and the rotations have to be on point. It's going to take all 5 guys to try and stop him. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Bitadze. Nothing on the board. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Oh, Jalen Suggs out here making plays, getting his guys involved.
And Booker kicks the ball. Booker outside. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by Bitadze. On offense, here are the Magic. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Lets it go from deep. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Orlando leading by 5. No one near Suggs as he lets it go. No good from outside.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Booker dishes the ball. Beyond the arc. Rebound by Paolo Banchero. The Orlando Magic come into this one after the win against the Wizards in Washington. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Buries it from three-point range. Banchero's got 9.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Connects from three-point range.
How competitive is Kevin Durant? You make a three, I'll make one right in your eye.
Here's Dunn, and Booker kicks to Durant. Oh, good on the triple. Got it up. That one misses. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Orlando out in... And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Orlando.
And they've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Suns. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Durant is out there with Bol, and it's Dunn in at the small forward. So, Doris, when you look at the whole package, is Durant a one-of-a-kind player in your opinion?
Well, we certainly have guys with that size, but this is a player who can literally play every single position on the floor. The size, 7 foot. The ball skills, the shooting, the playmaking, the decision-making. I am not sure we will ever see another Durantula, the great one, Kevin Durant.
Doris, I know the NBA is considering using technology to help officiate out of bounds and goaltending. Do you have a problem with that?
You know, Kev, at the end of the day, I think it is about getting the calls right. If there's a way to lift the load off these officials, even if it's around the margins, why not try it?
Dunn shot's good.
Pretty dime there, the kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Here's Caldwell Pope. And it's Durant with the rebound. KD's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Booker, no good. Orlando leading. Batadze the pass to Banchero. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. And that one drops for him. Batadze's got 6 points.
And smart ball movement there from Banchero. And that selflessness will endear him to his teammates.
Pass to Beal. Outside for Durant. Kevin Durant, bullseye, money on the 3.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Banchero with the ball. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Durant. Suns have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here's Bol. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Bol's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Yeah, inside, Bol does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
Wagner against Dunn. Launches a 3. And it's Wagner missing. Looking at the Suns, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Bucks. And with this score of the Suns, you know, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for it.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
Takes the 3. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Dunn passes to KD. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Durant's got it all tied up now for Phoenix. Going inside. Suggs. And Suggs throws it down.
Boy, Suggs gets up off his feet in a hurry, finishes that drive with authority.
Booker outside. Pass to Durant. From outside the arc, sinks the triple. KD's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Suns.
That's fantastic shot making this quarter after struggling a bit in the first.
Banchero looking around. Wagner wide open. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Suns have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Here's Beal. Outside, KD. Lock at 6. Pass to Booker. Floats one. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Jalen Suggs. And there's one guy who rarely has an off night. Devin Booker.
He has been the model of consistent excellence, Kevin. This guy's so efficient, so productive, all about winning. I am not sure Devin Booker gets the credit he deserves for the level he's at every night.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Banchero finds Suggs. And stolen by Bull. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Jalen Suggs.
And like his father, Manu, Bull's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
And the Suns here with a different look. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Durant. Martin comes in for Dunn. Mason Allen's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Jones subbed in for Booker.
I tell you, don't be surprised when Franz Wagner gets up above the rim and finishes. This guy loves to attack the basket.
Jones against Caldwell Pope. Outside, Martin. Back to Jones. There's the triple. Rebound by Paolo Banchero. Banchero's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's stolen by Jones. And here's the break. Martin wide open. He fires. Wide open shot is on the money. Martin's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. With 1 on the clock, that shot no good. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Suns. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Take a look at Orlando. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. Turning back now to our game, lots of positives in that first half for the Suns.
Playing well on the road can be very...
Thanks for spending half...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Oh, Wagner out there with Isaac. Then there's Cole Anthony. And it's Queen, and at the shooting guard. That's the group starting the second half for Jamal Mosley. Pass to De Silva. Back to Anthony. Isaac with a screen for Anthony. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, it's excellent recognition from Cole Anthony, but how about your offense working to get a man that wide open pretty?
Outside, Jones. Oh, that's blocked. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Kept alive. Out to Anthony. And it falls over the rim and in. Anthony's got his first 2 points.
You love Cole Anthony's attitude. So confident, so willing to fire on the catch.
Outside, Jones. Outside for Martin. Drives to the hoop. Isaac with some nice D.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
And the Suns miss again. The Magic trail by 3. Here's Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
This guy can get up in a hurry. Cole Anthony, how about your hops?
And it's Jones with the ball for the Suns. Pass to Allen. It's stolen by Anthony. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, last season the Magic extended Coach Jamal Mosley's contract through 2028. He said, it's not about me. I just want each one of these guys to reach their full potential. This game has been good to all of us. I want to be part of maximizing how great they can be on and off the court. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Well, there's tremendous length with Jonathan Isaac. How about the ability to finish with authority? Go ahead, young sir.
Allen surveying the D. Outside, Martin. Can't get it to fall. On offense, here are the Magic. They're on a 10-2 run here. And Wagner drives in.
Mo Wagner has a combination of size and skill that's special. He knows how to adjust to contact.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year. So just solid at the line.
Jones dishes to Martin, and it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Magic leading by 4. It's Anthony with the drive. Here's Wagner. The rebound by Richards. Suns have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. And it's Martin missing.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And it's the Suns with the ball, following the bucket by Orlando. Here's Richards. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Allen. He had a strong showing last season. First and 3-point field goal percentage. And he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And you're right. Not only did he dial it up from deep all year, he did it with tremendous consistency. That's the kind of three-point efficiency you want. Pass to Queen. Wagner has screen on Martin. Here's Isaac. And Isaac throws it down.
This guy has great agility at his position. Jonathan Isaac's so fluid when he's driving to the cup.
Jones kicks to Plumlee. Jones against Anthony. Now here's Jones. Still scoreless. Shot clock at 5. And he drives in. Got a hand on it.
Denial by Mo Wagner using his size to his advantage.
Pass to Isaac. Here's Queen.
Switch.
Back to Isaac. Here's Queen. Defended by Jones. And Queen gets it to go.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Jones, the pass to Richards. Allen, left side. There's the 3. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And a great show through 3 quarters. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the 4th. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Bull out there with Durant, and it's done in at the 3. And finished off by Banchero.
And this kid is just a natural-born scorer. Banchero can post you up, face you up, and also beat you in transition.
Now here's Booker. There's Beal with the 3. Good. A nice assist from Booker.
3.
Booker's got his 4th assist in this one. Banchero passes to Johnson. Banchero outside. Wagner with a screen for Banchero. Down against Wagner. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Guys, when you're talking about young players, the first thing I want to know is, do they have passion and enthusiasm for the game? Franz Wagner, he's got every bit of that. This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Near the three-point line, it's Booker. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Wagner's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Devin Booker.
Despite his young age, we know Jalen Suggs has proven to be a tremendous leader. His teammates love playing with this guy.
Both free throws good from Suggs. Suns trail by 12. Booker left side. Booker brings the fans to their feet.
You can see when a guy like Devin Booker sees a lane to the rim, he's going to exploit it.
Magic shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Wagner outside. Caldwell Pope outside. Here's Suggs. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
You love that Devin Booker now has experienced postseason success, because there were some who questioned his greatness. Now that conversation is over.
Both free throws good from Booker.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Suggs with the ball. He's picked up by KD. Hits it from three-point range. And the Magic lead by 11.
Yeah, defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
To the wing on the left. Dunn finds KD. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Phoenix ball.
And so Booker will bring it up for the Suns. Dunn outside. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Booker with it. Picked up by Suggs. 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by the Magic. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Really most effective when he's in attack mode, and KCP with the athleticism to do it.
Done. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Wagner's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And stolen by Dunn. Booker the pass to Dunn. Back to Booker. Durant with a screen on Suggs. And here's Booker from the arc. Phoenix no good that time either.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
There's the killer 2-handed slam.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Magic.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
KD against Banchero. Fires for 3. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
Yet another monster night for Kevin Durant, one of the best scoring forwards in the history of the game.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Suggs against Booker.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Dunn outside for Beal. Pass to Booker. Now here's Bull. And the shot goes in.
Assist from Devin Booker.
15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Bull.
Devin Booker. Assisted by Dunn.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home.